But Disney used to be a, a company, with their movies, with their old school movies. They used to have like a theme, like about love, that nothing ever mattered as long as you loved the person. No matter what you were, you could find love. I feel like one of the most romantic movies in the world is Aladdin. It is very, very romantic if you look at the type of situations that they were in. You had a homeless man and a rich woman. A homeless man that seen this rich woman and wanted her and only her. He just wished that he could do anything to be with her. And she seen him one day just being a normal person and fell for him also. And there was a rule that, you can't marry someone out of royalty as a princess. And he did anything. He basically put it in his heart that he was going to do anything to be able to marry her. He would become whatever he needed to become to be able to get close to this woman to marry her. He would lie about who he was and become a king or Prince Ali, Ali Ababa, so that he could be with this woman that he was so in love with. And one thing is that it didn't matter to her. She just wanted the truth. She wanted him to be who he was. But the whole thing is that without his lie, without the genie granting him a wish that permitted him to lie, he wouldn't even be able to get close to her to be able to, show her who he was. And as you've seen in the movie, there was a lot of guys that were on the level of royalty that she could have said, oh, well, it ain't him. I'll never find him again, so I'll just go ahead with this guy. But she didn't. She was like, nope, not them. And when it was him, and it seemed so familiar, she was like, yeah, maybe him. Even with like the Lion King, he went off and was supposed to be the king of the jungle, the next ruler of, the countryside, and went off and became a nobody. And I think her name was Nala. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. She came along. She came back into his life and convinced him to become their king again. She convinced him that he was strong enough to become that guy. And he probably was, still in remembrance of the time he ran off. He still probably was in fear from, when he was a kid and how it scared him, how his dad died, how his uncle killed his dad, all that stuff. But because this female that he was so in love with wanted him to come back to become the man that she can be with, and he did that, they were able to be together. Beauty and the Beast, a guy that was a beautiful guy, handsome guy. All the females loved him. He was rich. He had the kingdom to be his, but he was ugly on the inside. He was ugly on the inside, which made him ugly on the outside. And for him to become back into the gorgeous king that he was, he had to get somebody to fall in love with who he was on the inside of him. He had to reinvent himself. He had to become somebody that is lovable, that everybody can love for who he was on the inside. Then they can experience the man that he was on the outside. You know, he had to realize the guilt and shame of who he was before he was actually able to change. And he found somebody that was willing to change, that was willing to stay with him through all his changes. Another romantic story that I've learned about was the Conor McGregor story. It's not Disney, but still at the same time, man, it was a great story. Like, this guy he was going through a time where, money wasn't enough for him. He wasn't really making any money. And from what I heard, he was homeless when he met his wife. And she took him in. She was working a good job, enough to, pay the bills or whatnot. And, he was going to do plumbing, but it wasn't really making ends meet. And then he went to go do MMA practices, and she stood by his side. Probably paying a lot of money for him to be able to get this training that he needed to become the man that he is today, which is a great man. A great fighter, a legend. Worth a lot of money. So I believe, man, that just the romance of a woman able to stand by your side while you're going through the transition of becoming somebody. Probably was hard times, probably was a lot of arguments due to his anger upon who he was and what he had. And she still stood there knowing that he could become something great. She put everything that she could be on the side, on the side for him, so that he could become great. And he became great. I believe she deserves the world. I believe she deserves a lot of stuff. She deserves never to get cheated on, never to never to get left, to have a beautiful life, a beautiful house, everything she asked for, she can have. Because she did a duty not a lot of women would do today. She believed enough to where even at his lowest, he was going to be something. And I don't know about the inside. I'm just guessing that it could have been a lot of arguments due to stress, because, that's what I went through in my very, very broke times. When I was really insecure about who I was, the most reachable person got the most anger out of me. And shout out to LeBron's wife too. There from the beginning. Never does anything to where, he has to stress his name out. This is a man that's been the best player for like 13 years in the NBA. He's been the best player for like 13 years. Been in the NBA for 15. Been in the NBA for 15 years, but has no drama on the side or anything. His wife keeps him so drama-free that he's mentally able to be the best player in the world. Has no stress, no rumors of her going out and doing her thing because she's lonely. No, just great. They have a portrait relationship. When you say squad goals or a relationship goals, I think of, LeBron James, Conor McGregor, and Obama. Michelle and him have the best. They are the models. They should be the models of what a relationship is today because they were so beautiful inside. No drama, no arguments outside in the area. No cheating, no nothing. Just them being great individuals. Barack was a great person. Great personality, great speaking skills, and then when it came to Michelle, she was everything that he wasn't as far as positive. So whatever, he was lacking in, it really didn't show because she was there to, knock all the other stuff out the way. I think those are great relationships. Aladdin was a great relationship, even though he was going through a lot of lying and things, but still was a great relationship. In the end, because I watched the Aladdin cartoon and they were still together after that. So, great relationship. Imagine they still together today. It's just jokes, but I don't know. It's just me rambling on, and I ain't wanting to do too much of that. But I definitely want to thank everybody for coming out today, just listening in, me just giving my perspective, my opinion. You definitely can hit me up with your opinion. If you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, definitely let me know. If you have anything that you want to hear about as far as a topic or whatnot that you feel that I'll be able to talk about, definitely hit me up on there. And I feel like this was a great show. Like I said, I feel like it's going in a positive direction. New people are joining in every day, and new people are listening in, and it's becoming something that I feel like will be progressive as far as if we can actually look at ourselves in the mirror and say, I need to fix me. Feel the shame from the things that we've done wrong, yet be able to admit the things that we do wrong, then change those things and become a better person. Because once you stop growing, you start dying. I heard that and I thought it was the greatest thing I ever heard. But thank y'all, and I hope that everybody's having a good night. I hope you're having a good week. It's just the third day of the week, but we're halfway through and we're going to keep it going. So definitely holler at me, because I'm going to holler at y'all.